What's up guys, it is Kat and today I'm going to be talking with you about booktubing versus book blogging. And the reason why I'm really, doing this is because, I don't know, I'm crazy and I want to compare the two. I'm a compare. I don't know. I guess I just felt like it was something that needed to be said because I feel like there is a difference and there are pros and cons to each of them. And I do both. I am a book blogger. I was first and foremost a book blogger, and I was second a booktuber because I started that way after I started book blogging, and I'm like, maybe I want to talk about that. I'm gonna talk about that. It gives me something unique to do. So the first, I think, big thing with booktubing and it being as a pro, so pros for booktubing is, number one, booktubing is a lot more inviting. I don't know why. It's because you are looking at people who are constantly smiling in front of a camera, who it's just a warm, homey feeling. It gives you a sense of belonging. I think that is honestly one of the biggest difference between booktubing and book blogging. Number two, as to why it is a pro, you definitely see more emotions and reactions. I have seen more squealing people, fangirling emotions on booktubing rather than book blogging. All you get to see is caps. Like, that's how people squeal on book blogging, is like they put it all in caps, like, yay. So I noticed this when I started booktubing. There are not many memes. There's tags, but there's not memes. And I really enjoy this when I started booktubing because I was so sick of going on to like some of my favorite book bloggers, and literally all they did was do memes all day, and I was like, I would like to maybe see something like, I don't know, a review, books that you're planning on reviewing, calls. I think that's another big pro. I do love just doing reviews on book blogging because that's literally what book blogging is. But I also like to see book hauls. I mean, I really didn't even know book hauls existed until I started booktubing, and when I finally did see it, I was like, these exist? Another really, I think this should be the top pro, is the fact that even though, yes, there are a lot of booktubers now, there are not as many booktubers as there is book blogging. For you to be noticed on book blogging, nowadays it's very, very unlikely. Not unlikely, but it's hard. You have to really work at it, harder than you would have to do at booktubing. So another really great pro is that you meet so many great people. I met so many great people: Sarah, Ella, Emma Books, all those great people. You all are really great. Like, all of you are really great booktubers. So the next points, I guess, for pros are kind of all together. I feel like booktubing definitely boosts your confidence. I was never this confident in front of a camera where I talk to the point where I have to edit things out because I talk so much. I've definitely noticed things, like, you notice things about yourself that you really didn't notice before in booktubing. And I do a lot with my hair. I flick it and I scratch it just because, I don't know, it's just something I do. Maybe it's a nervous habit, but it's just something I've ever since I watched my videos, I'm like, I really need to stop that, but I can't. It's like, it's my booktubing habit that now that I can't, like, you're probably like, stop touching your hair. Okay, I'll stop trying to touch. And I think the biggest thing is that you get to have a lot of fun with it. You can be creative. You get to try something new. It's more creative and so much more creative, I feel. You have so much more free reign with it than anything else. So unfortunately though, we do need to go on to the cons, but there's less cons than there are pros. Biggest things I noticed about booktubing is it does not have many reviews. There are people that do a lot of reviews, but I noticed more so than anything, tag videos, book hauls, unboxings, those type of things. I feel I've seen a whole lot more because those are the videos that will get you more views. Another thing I noticed that I've personally noticed with book blogging, I could actually talk to bigger book bloggers and they'd comment back and they'd help me. Whereas in booktubing, I really, I can comment to the big booktubers, but the chances of me getting a reply back are slim to none. Well, I wish that some booktubers would comment back because, I mean, I know getting 300 comments on a video is hard to comment back. That I understand, but try. In booktubing, you really can't put your writing skills to the test. You can in the description box, but you really aren't doing a lot of writing. I noticed with book blogging, my writing has increased big time because it's relaxed professional writing, I consider in my book blogging, but it definitely gives your writing abilities a chance to regenerate. But then I think the last thing, and this is a really small thing, is that when you start off in booktubing, the problem is like when you're typing away, you're not stuttering, but when you start off in booktube and you're really scared to talk to a camera and like afraid of who's gonna hear you, I kind of stopped just caring after a while, but you stutter through it, and when I look back at my videos, I'm like, holy crap, I stuttered a lot. So with book blogging, when you're angry, upset, hurt, you can make your posts very happy. It's hard to, if you're physically in a rut, you're anger, upset, getting in front of a camera, it's gonna show it. I've noticed like days where I shouldn't have filmed a video because I was just too angry, whereas in book blogging, your posts, it's so easy to pretend to be happy. Unlike booktubing, editing doesn't take a million years. It takes me a good 2.5, 3 hours to edit videos, to put in what I want, to make corrections on the video, and I wish that I didn't have to, but to make it a little bit professional, I do need to edit videos, whereas in book blogging posts, you just kind of edit as you go and you read through it and you edit, and it's easier to do it that way. Another big thing with book blogging is that you do not have to be extravagant. Your site can look as simple can be, and you can have the greatest posts in the world and get a lot of followers that way. Whereas in booktubing, you need to have extravagant, you need to have that great background, and you need to have the great custom art and just things like that. I feel and also I've noticed I'm not one to do this because I'm not that type of person. Every video I've watched, and a majority of booktubers are girls, all have makeup on. I don't wear makeup personally, but a lot of booktubers wear a lot of makeup and their hair is so pretty, and I'm like, how do you do it? So I guess another big thing with book blogging rather than booktubing is that when you want to know something, you can just scroll through, you can scan it, you can look at it. If you want to know what this rating is right away, you can see it. If you want to know this like a specific part, you can scan for it. Whereas in booktubing, if the booktubing video is 10 minutes long, you gotta wait 10 minutes long to get your answer. For the cons, there are not as many. The biggest thing with book blogging that I had a hard time with is it is hard to get noticed. It's very hard to get noticed. It's been around for a very long time, and there are very many book bloggers. There are very many book bloggers. And you can like hear my expression and how I'm feeling, and that's what I like, the next thing that I really like. But with book blogging, you don't get to hear my expressions. You don't get to hear how I feel, how I react to things, how I react to books. You don't get that feeling that you do with booktubing, and you don't really get that homey feeling. All you're doing is staring at a screen that looks like a blank page and has writing on it. Also, my last point for cons in book blogging is you don't get to see book hauls. Nope. There's this meme called Stacking the Shelves, but I think it's more interesting to see somebody unboxing. I do not know what it is, guys. It's kind of like we have an obsession. We as booktubers have an obsession with watching people unbox boxes of books. And I really like watching book hauls because that's where I find a lot of my books that I want to get, that I end up enjoying. So, alright, so now that I've told you all the pros and the cons, I want to know what your opinion is. Do you think that booktubing is better, or do you think that book blogging is better? Booktubing? Book blogging? Which one do you think, or do you think that they're both equal? And if you aren't a booktuber or book blogger, which one would you choose? So as for my opinion, I think they're pretty much almost equal. After being in booktubing a little bit for about 4 months now, I do definitely enjoy booktubing more than I do book blogging, just because I have more fun with it. but I do enjoy the merits of book blogging as well. I really enjoyed making this video talking about this, and I'm planning on doing more video talks like this just because, I don't know, it lets me express what I want to express. Alright guys, remember to comment below on your comments whether you would enjoy booktubing or book blogging more, or you're neutral about it. Remember to subscribe to my channel for more videos, because that's always awesome, because all my subscribers are great. And also remember to like this video. Like it. Put a thumbs up on it. Alright guys, I'll see you at my next video. Bye!